Let's be respectful, okay? This Micah Parsons trade, let's be respectful, and let's just pour one out for the Cowboys season, okay? Because it's done. It's done. It's over. It's over. It's freaking over, Dallas. What are you doing, Jerry? Oh, my goodness gracious. I'm trying to prepare dinner, host my family while we celebrate my child's 5th birthday. And Jerry fucking Jones has to pull the trigger on one of the dumbest trades, which probably will go down as one of the dumbest trades in NFL history. And I wanted to talk about it and break this down because Micah Parsons is going to the Packers for 2 first-round picks, and Kenny Clark, he's getting a new contract with the Packers, going to make like $47 million per year. This is a great acquisition for Green Bay. They're getting one of the best edge rushers in the league on their defense, which was actually pretty decent last year in terms of points allowed. In the prime of his career, he's joining them. So I don't know. This with trades, you can always argue maybe one side got a little bit better of a deal. Maybe there's some upside here for Dallas, but this just feels like one of the most lopsided trades I've seen in a while. Maybe since the Broncos got Russell Wilson. Maybe since Deshaun Watson. Do we finally have a trade that in theory could compete with the sheer level of stupidity that was the Deshaun Watson trade? I don't know. Let's talk about it. Oh, okay. We're back. Thank you guys. This is That's Good Sports. I missed clickbait. I was getting dinner ready for my family. My child's turning 5. I popped in for a minute, but I've never felt so bad for missing clickbait in my entire life. Watching Scooter melt down is going to be fun. Watching Tom get one of the best defensive players in the league on his team is crazy. This is such. If you're a Packers fan, just be elated. You don't give a fuck about those 2 first-round picks you gave away for Micah, because they're going to be late first-round picks. You're not getting Micah Parsons there. All the great edge rushers, most of the great edge rushers, right? They're coming top of the first round. Maybe there's a Max Crosby out there. Maybe you can get a Trey Hendrickson somewhere, but this is hard to look at as a Packers fan and go, there's downside here. The only downside is if Micah gets hurt and he can't produce while in Green Bay, because he does everything. He can do everything from the position. He's a game changer, a game wrecker. I saved some tweets. I'll get into it. I got to shout out Ricky on Twitter. Ricky Leaks. Is it Ricky? Is it Ricky Leaks? Because I said this wasn't going to happen Wednesday. I said, this is just a bunch of internet rumor shit. Maybe a team is interested. Maybe the Packers are interested in Micah Parsons because, of course, they would be interested. But I did not think Jerry would be dumb enough to let Micah walk over stubbornness. And that's what it comes down to, right? Jerry refused to talk to Micah's agent. Jerry got offended because he thought he already had a deal done with Micah Parsons and his ego got hurt. And so then he refused to negotiate with Micah's agent, which is a batshit crazy thing to say about an owner/GM who's supposed to do their job. And to do your job, you negotiate contracts with players' agents. That's how it works. Why do players have agents? So guys like Jerry Jones can't take advantage of them. And, Jerry wouldn't budge. And because Dallas waited so long to do this, they didn't get max value for Micah Parsons. Waiting until right now to do this trade is just stupid. There's a whole bunch of football teams that don't have the cap room to afford Micah for this year because you have to have the $23 million in cap space to pay Micah this year, and only a handful of teams had that. Teams would have had more capital, been willing to give up more draft capital back in March. So indecisiveness, that's another problem there for Jerry. But yeah, I didn't think it would happen. I listened. I listened to Jerry. I watched all the interviews. I made the videos here. I was like, he's being stubborn. He's trying to play hardball. I thought eventually he would cave and just talk to an agent because that seems like a pretty reasonable request. Just talk to my agent and get the deal done. No, I'm Jerry Jones. I don't have to talk to nobody, Micah. I'm going to trade you for pennies. Pennies on the dollar. Glory hole days are gone, Jerry. Your glory hole days are 100% gone. And if you had optimism about the Cowboys season, I think it's so much lower now. I think Dallas's offense might be pretty good this year. I think they might be able to score a lot of points. But they're giving what? Where would you put Micah Parsons as a defender? Top 5 in the NFL? Maybe you say last year was a bit of a down year. He's still a top 10 defender. He's the best player on the Cowboys roster, period. He's a better football player than Dak Prescott, right? Dak plays a more important position, but Micah's a better player at his position. So there's just, unless Dallas finds 2 insane draft picks from this, then people are going to rip on this trade for years. For years, I say. Jerry Jones! Jerry Jones! Thank you guys for the super chats. Thanks for hopping in. Thanks for watching Power Rankings earlier today. Honestly, had I known this would happen, I probably would have ranked the Packers quite a bit higher in Power Rankings. Make sure you subscribe here. Dear God. Packers fan here. What is Dallas thinking? But actually, I don't know what Dallas is thinking. Nobody knows what Dallas is thinking. The consensus out there is Dallas fucked up. Cowboys fans don't like it. Packers fans love it. Everybody who's neutral's like. And we were all saying this wouldn't happen because it would just seemed like there's not a lot of benefit for Dallas. I mean, is the full trade comp? Is it just the 2 first-rounders? 2 first-round picks, Micah Parsons, yes, and Kenny Clark. They get an all-right defensive lineman in Kenny Clark. $136 million guaranteed. Micah's going to be the highest-paid non-quarterback in the NFL. It brings similarities as the Khalil Mack trade. That trade didn't help the Bears win a Super Bowl, made the Bears defense better. Khalil Mack, a good player in Chicago. He's had longevity. He's been a very good player. I just feel like if you're looking at the Packers team already versus what the Bears were when they acquired Khalil Mack, the Packers are a lot more ready to compete now. And getting a guy like Micah Parsons makes you... I thought the Packers had a chance to, be a playoff team, win a playoff game. That kind of felt like their ceiling. Now it feels like NFC championship games where they should be going with a guy like Parsons. Because you can do so much, you can get to the quarterback with 4 guys on the line, right? Like he's going to command extra attention. He's going to open so many things up for Green Bay's defense. He's a guy, it's not just his production that's good, it affects the rest of the defense. It allows your remaining players to be more effective. And again, you don't see teams do this. The last time a guy like this in his prime was Khalil Mack. So yes, it's rare. It's rare, Jerry. Look, if Mike Tannenbaum's making a note about how bad this is, and he's proposed some crazy shit on ESPN for trades, okay? You lost the trade already. The Giants do have a chance to finish in the division ahead of the Dallas Cowboys. I believe that. I do believe that. F's and prayers for Scooter in all seriousness. Yeah, he should. If Scooter doesn't capitalize on this opportunity to make a great video, then I can't help Scooter. Here's a nice tweet about the efficiency of the Cowboys defense when Micah's on the field versus off the field. So, yes, he does affect everything. Patrick Coyote made a nice observation here. In his age 29 season, Kenny Clark, 37 tackles, 1 sack. He referenced former Bronco Terrence Knighton, who had 29 tackles, 1.5 sacks. We love Terrence Knighton here in Denver. He said, I'm not trading 26-year-old Von Miller for 2 firsts and Terrence Knighton. Correct. We would not trade Von Miller in his prime. I didn't even like letting Von Miller go when he was past his prime to the Rams. I was happy for the Rams. But, yeah, edge rushers, when you find really good ones, it's kind of like your quarterback of the defense. Those are guys you don't want to let go. You don't want them to get away. And Jerry let him get away because I don't think Jerry understands how to manage a football team anymore. And I don't think I mean, you could say he hasn't been able to do that for a long time, but I think he's outstayed his welcome in terms of making personnel decisions. And if the Cowboys want to be competitive, they have to find a real GM. That's all there is to it. And yes, week 4, Cowboys, Packers, that's going to be a fun game. A revenge game, week 4 for Micah Parsons and the Cowboys. I thought Peter Schrager's take here was a little weird. Sounds like, and I love Peter Schrager. He said, Jerry wasn't going to be bullied around and things went sideways. He didn't want to pay the player $47 million, so he traded him. It could end up being one of the dumber deals ever made, but Jerry could make that trade with zero hesitation because he can. I don't think Jerry was being bullied in this situation. I think Jerry's been taking advantage of his power as a GM and owner for a long time, and I think Micah is a player who's good enough, who has enough pull where he didn't have to. And Jerry didn't like that. I would not defend Jerry Jones in this situation. I don't think Peter was even fully defending him here, but just saying Jerry wasn't going to get bullied. Come on now. Come on now. All right. Let me find the guy who had it first. Ricky. There it is. Let me get it. Where is Ricky? There is Ricky. All right. I'm going to give Ricky his credit here. Because I said I thought Ricky was full of shit this time. Ricky's broken some interesting news on Twitter. If you're a football nerd, you know what Ricky does. He's had some hits. He's had a few misses. But I thought this was BS when he was talking about this a week ago or 4 or 5 days ago, but he got it right. So, Ricky, I'll never question you again. Your source, it was good. It was good, Ricky. You made me look stupid, which doesn't make you special. A lot of people have made me look stupid, Ricky. I think Scooter will be okay. He needs a hug. Yeah, they did clickbait earlier, and Scooter, for the first time in his life, I think predicted the Cowboys to not have the best record in the NFL or the NFC East. So I think this trade really hurt Scooter. It's a reality check for Scooter for sure. I've never seen him be pessimistic about his Cowboys this way until like the game has actually happened and they have lost and the season's over and that's just where they're at. Trade in Madden, rejected. So this trade's not even realistic for a fucking video game. All right? Not even realistic for a video game. Wait. There we go. That's a little better. Happy birthday, Carm. It's my youngest's 5th today as well. Holy shit, Dallas. It's your child's 5th. It's my child's 5th. And then this trade happened. What does it all mean? Nobody knows. Nobody can know. Jerry Jones was the first human to contract HPV. I don't think we can verify that, Chief. As an Eagles fan, let me say, long live Jerry. Is this better or worse than the Doncic trade? Ooh, I think it's worse because the NFL is more popular. I think the Mavs lucked into replacing Luka. I don't think Dallas will get to luck into replacing Micah. They have to be bad this year, I think, to be in a position to even consider that. And I don't even know who the guys in the college in the next draft coming out of college that are, on this level. I'm sure there's a dude or two. Yes. Sure. I think Urinating Tree was laughing very loud. Dallas sucks. Go Birds, baby. Are you going to visit Tom in Wisconsin and watch real baseball? You should check it out. It's pretty cool. Go Brewers. Go Pack. Go. Jerry lost his mind. I will visit Tom there. What are you talking about? Real. I got real baseball right here. Go Rockies. Sell the team. Benchwarmershop.com. All the new logos, the cursed logos, are available at Benchwarmer Shop. They're selling like hotcakes. So thank you guys. I appreciate your support here. If I didn't have your support, and if I didn't know you're going to show up when I did a live stream, I wouldn't have abandoned my child on her actual 5th birthday while I'm hosting my entire family. They all understood, though. I was cutting potatoes. When I heard about this news. I had just gotten back from the store. I was like, you know what? I'm going to cook tonight. I'm going to have everybody over Thursday night. Nothing's going to be going on in the NFL. Just the biggest trade we've had since Russ and Deshaun, basically. Holy shit. Jerry Jones, may you live forever. Yeah, I think Giants, Eagles, and Commanders fans really do want significant technological innovation, scientific innovation in terms of longevity and extending people's lives, because they all want Jerry to run the Cowboys for as long as possible. That is the sign you are doing something correctly when all of your rivals are rooting for you to do more of the things that you're doing. Yeah, the Packers, like, you're going to give up what, the 25th pick, the 28th pick, the 32nd pick, if this works out correctly for Green Bay. You don't care. You got Micah Parsons. You would package those two things to have a prayer to get up in a position to grab a player like Micah Parsons. Ben DiNucci getting in there. Cowboys fans, have a fun year. Ashley, with a $20 donation, this sounds like Real Housewives kind of stuff. Just what Jerry wanted, honestly. We knew Jerry'd want the attention, but I don't think he wants his team to take a giant step backwards. And I feel like that's what's going to happen with their defense now. It's going the wrong way. Yeah. And there was so much drama and annoyingness leading up to this. And if Jerry was going to do this, he didn't do a good job, in my opinion, of making it sound like a trade was a best option for the Cowboys. All of his interviews leading up to this, it just made it sound like he was doing the wrong thing. That also doesn't make sense. I think Parsons misses games this season. Maybe he misses a few games to start the season. It doesn't matter. If you get 12 games and Micah Parsons is Micah Parsons, you're going to take it. And you're bringing him in to be here for multiple years. You got a young quarterback. The Packers have the youngest roster in the NFL. Like, this is such an easy decision and credit the Packers front office, Goody, for going out and making a trade like this, because this is not something that the Packers do that often. Packers are getting wild. They're getting out of their comfort zone, and I love it for you cheeseheads, even though you guys taunt me a lot. You know what? There's part of me too, all of you Packers fans who reminded me so many times about what if Russell Wilson sucks. I'm not even going to say it about Micah because I don't think that of him. But if it does happen, don't think I'll forget about all of you taunting me through that whole terrible time in my life. That King of the Hill clip of someone taking a dump on Jerry's desk just became the definition of the whole fan base. I don't even think I've seen that one. Perna, was it fun seeing Broken Scooter? It was fun seeing Scooter have to not be optimistic about the Cowboys. I'll say that. Thank you. Yes, we hit 775,000 subs. The goal was to get there before the season started. We hit it today in power rankings, so I appreciate you guys. I know. I've never felt so bad for missing clickbait in my life, Dane. Hey, Perna, started following you after the AFL. Hell yeah. I'm spending the weekend in Bailey, Colorado. That's a beautiful place. Any places you'd recommend in that area? No, I just drive through there. I really don't know anything in Bailey. The hot dog stand. There's a building there that looks like a hot dog in the woods, and you can get hot dogs there. It's shaped like a hot dog. That's the only place I know in Bailey. When a couch GM is better than an actual GM, can I be the Cowboys GM? I just want the money. Yeah, and that's fair. It's fair to say that if you were a general manager, you would have talked to Micah, maybe had an idea of what the deal should be, and then you would have talked to his agent like every other general manager in the NFL does. Yes, you fleeced Jerry. He's too focused on his documentary. And Jerry said the worst loss of his life was losing to the Packers in the playoffs a few years ago when the Packers just eviscerated the Cowboys. So I didn't think Jerry would trade his best player of the last 5 years, 10 years. CeeDee Lamb's pretty good. To the team that embarrassed him the most. I would never do that shit. Cowboys have been eliminated from the playoffs. I think that's accurate. I don't think the Cowboys are a playoff team now. Honestly, I really don't. We don't even know if their head coach is any good yet. Long live Jerry from an Eagles fan. Yeah, that's crazy, right? Eagles fans going to be sending Jerry Jones thank you notes. We need to find Jerry's P.O. box, and we need Eagles, Commanders, and Giants fans to just flood that thing with the most insane amount of thank you notes he's ever received in his life. And then maybe he will realize he did the wrong thing. Kill him with kindness, guys. They're not serious right now. And they're not even in a rebuild mode, right? And you don't even get hydrated. Unless something terrible happens in Green Bay, you're not getting great first-round picks. They're basically second-round picks you're going to be getting. And you should have got at least three first-rounders, Jerry. I just got to get the deal done. I don't even care if it's a bad deal anymore. Packers defense about to look like that three-peat defeating Eagles defense every week. Dude, an Eagles-Packers game, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. The Packers are going to compete. I don't care about Parsons. Broncos, fourth place division. Red ass. All right. I don't think so, Ivan. Jerry wants Arch Manning bad. I don't think he's going to be in position. I don't think the Cowboys are like the 10th worst team in the league. They're going to be picking at 11, probably 11 or 12. Wherever they drafted Micah Parsons, they won't be back to that spot. There'll be a couple picks down, and they won't be able to draft the next Micah Parsons. So think about that. Absolutely inconceivable move by Jerry Jones. If there was ever a question, my Bengals handled their edge rusher situation worse than Dallas. There can be no doubt now. Unbelievable. Yeah, the Bengals figured it out. At least they get Trey back for a year. They were stubborn. They didn't budge, but they gave him the guaranteed money for this 1 year to get him back. Jerry couldn't even convince Micah. What Jerry should have done is said, all right, play out your fifth-year option, and then we'll let you hit free agency. We'll pay you the max value this year, and then you can go test free agency. We won't franchise tag you. And then maybe Micah would have come back. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe his too much damage was done. Cowboys fans should stage a mutiny. When they open those doors into Jerry World, I want to see no Cowboys fans running to their seats. That's how you protest. I was going to give Grassi a super chat, but a man should only get so much fortune in a single day. Go Broncos. Well, thank you for saving it for me, Philip. I appreciate it. I appreciate all 4,500 of you jumping in here with me while I abandoned my daughter on her 5th real birthday. We celebrated last week with her friends. Now we're doing it with the family. Broncos fan living in Texas. I was wondering what all that blood-curdling screaming was outside my window. Well, now you know. They just lost their favorite player. It means Broncos versus Packers Super Bowl. Ooh, Nick Bonito versus Micah Parsons. Let me tell you how good I think Micah Parsons is. One of the players I'm most excited to watch this season as a Broncos fan is Nick Bonito. I think we found a gem in Nick Bonito. I think he's going to be one of the best edge rushers in the league. But I was like, ooh, if we had to give up Nick Bonito to get Micah Parsons, I would probably do that deal. And I don't think I would trade Nick Bonito for really anybody else. Because Micah's still young. He's not, at 30, like TJ Watt, like Myles Garrett's 29, right? Trey Hendrickson's 30. Micah's 26. You're getting him at his best. Maybe right before his best. Glad to see him out of the division. Yeah, and I think you guys, you could argue who's a better edge rusher now in the NFC East. Then I think Abdul Carter is going to emerge as that guy. So you guys got the next Micah Parsons. And you had to pick him at what? 2 or 3? You had to get Abdul Carter at 2 or 3? Packers have the depth and talent to take advantage of Parsons getting double. Yeah, I think Parsons is going to get past those double teams and he's going to get to the quarterback. He's been doing it his whole career. I think he helps their whole defense. When is the last time having no first rounds for 2 years for one defensive position has led to a Super Bowl? Also, Skull. I mean, as a Vikings fan, you guys have kind of whiffed on some draft picks too, right? I think the boys win 6 and have a great draft next year. Good trade for all, honestly. Chad, I think you're in the minority there, but that's reasonable. That's a reasonable take. If you can find another guy, I'm all about it. Perna, can you think of any other trades that may shake out from this before next week? No. Nothing crazy. Maybe the Broncos trade Jarrett Stidham for something wild, but no. Hendrickson, McLaurin, they're all wrapped up. This was the last big piece, so I think we're done. I think Jerry Jones is a closet Packer, maybe. Maybe he's just going to buy the Packers next. I'm going to take away the team from all those team owners. That's how I get back at Green Bay. And now Micah plays for my team. I just bought the Packers. I'm Jerry Jones. Maybe that's his plan. Can NFC North get any more stacked to be the toughest division? No, NFC North's crazy. AFC West's crazy. NFC East just got worse. Raiders fan from Penn State, I'm excited to see Micah get paid and not to have to hear about the Khalil Mack trade. Yeah, Raiders fans, you get to overcome that one. You're past that. And, Max Crosby, he was drafted in what, the 3rd round, 4th round? So they can be found. It's just not likely. As a Bears fan, my day has been ruined. I need a drink. Cheers, Bob Ross. Damn you, Jerry. Damn you. Parsons equals Walker. Texas Ranger. Someone take Jerry's keys away from him. We might need to have that conversation. Most people Jerry Jones' age aren't allowed to drive. That's fair, and he's running a football team. As long as Jarrett is running the Cowboys, my Bengals are dodging all the swings in there. Yeah, Bengals look okay for now. I don't like your long-term plans, Cincinnati, but if Shamar Stewart's, say, very good this year, then moving on from Trey next year won't be that bad. Takes the heat off Cincy. Feel like the Cowboys could have gotten a lot more. Agree. After the Dak contract, it's beyond clear Jerry can't negotiate anymore. I agree. He's just got to he's got to give up this power, and he doesn't want to because he's had it for too long. Nobody ever wants to give up power, but it's time. Like with the Broncos cut ties with Mike Shanahan, there's a couple things happening behind the scenes there, but Mike Shanahan wasn't a good general manager. It was affecting the team. He was making bad decisions as a general manager, and that led to the Broncos departing with, the best coach they had ever had. And sometimes, you wonder, like, if Mike Shanahan would have just said, okay, I'll just coach, I won't do the GM thing anymore, if they could have made it work. Same thing with Bill Belichick. But there's nobody above Jerry to make that decision for him. It's his kids got to save the team. Stephen Jones. I don't think that's happening. I'm Jerry Jones. Scooter going to need therapy. I will pay for Scooter's therapy for 1 month. He's going to need to go every day. Thought about it. This might be Reggie White again. Ooh, yeah. Best edge rusher the Packers have had since Reggie, for sure. Season 4, Sunday Night Football will be must-watch TV. Yes, it will. Week 4, Sunday Night Football. That's going to be a great game. $47 million for 12 sacks last year. Yeah, he missed 4 games, too. 12 sacks is also pretty good. Look, you got to evaluate Micah's whole career, and you got to evaluate everything Micah does on the field. And honestly, a deal like this just makes Nick Bonito more expensive for the Broncos. This kind of fucks the Broncos a little bit because they've been talking to Nick Bonito about a new contract. And I think this makes what Nick can ask for greater. Not paying $47 million on top of Dak's contract makes this trade even. You can't build a winning team like that. I don't know. I would have kept Micah. The salary cap's going to go up every year. It keeps going up in astronomical jumps, and the Cowboys are one of the teams that can deal with the big jumps in the salary cap and not sweat it. I disagree politely. I'll take a Denver versus Green Bay Super Bowl. Only thing worse is if you traded him to the Niners. That would have been bad, yes. Bears fan here. This is a terrible day. Yeah. Connor, the editor who's been helping us out, he's a Bears fan. He said he can't watch football for the rest of the year. Now my Vikings got to see him twice a year. I hate the Cowboys. Fair enough. I really wish the Lions would have made this move. The Lions had the cap. Putting Micah and Aiden on the same line, that would have been fun. First, you get Eberflus as your new DC. Now Jarrett trades Parsons. Welcome to Brownsville. How does Dallas lose Luka Doncic and Micah Parsons within 7 months? I don't know. I would not move to Dallas. If you can live anywhere in the country, do not go to Dallas because you're only going to be hurt by your sports teams. 2020 NFC Championship rematch. That would also be fun. Yeah, Madden wouldn't accept the trade. Even with 3 first-round picks, I think Jerry got fleeced. That's the consensus. Arthur Griffiths. He's worse than Arthur Griffiths. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. I'm going to get through these super chats. I want to go hang out with my family. I appreciate you jumping in here. Please stop super chatting me. Yes, somebody needs to take the team from Jerry. I concur. 52.5 sacks, 23 tackles for a loss, 9 forced fumbles, 4 recoveries in his first 4 seasons, and he just got traded. What is even happening now? Yeah, you don't see this. That's why it's like such big news. That's why I came down here in the middle of a day where I had no intentions of doing any of this shit, because people who are sane don't make these moves. I would move the Packers probably up to 5. Josh, I would have moved them up to 5. Broncos-Packers Super Bowl would be insane. Tom and I would give you the best co-stream of your life. I know, Kevin. But you got to like it, Kevin. You got to like it, Kevin. Christmas came early for Packers fans. Still proof he's better than Jimmy Johnson. This is his Herschel Walker trade. Yeah, but he's the Vikings in this situation. Good question. Rockies ownership or Jerry? I'm going to go Rockies still. Thank you, Abel. I appreciate it. I love making it. I want Denver versus Green Bay Super Bowl where Bo Nix throws a pick 6 to Bo Melton on a Bover throw into Green Bay's Bo fly zone for a Bo-to-Bo pick. All right, fair enough. Remember when Pat McAfee was saying that Goody wasn't a smart GM? Nope. But I agree that he probably said that, and I think Goody is actually a very good GM. And he just put his balls out on the table for this one. $2. Go see your kid. Thank you, James. $11 for Micah Parsons. Bless you for doubting Ricky. I know, Johnny. I was made to look stupid again. Enjoy it, Johnny. All Packers fans enjoy this shit. Cowboys are the Rockies of the NFL. Yeah, I think the Cowboys are a little better than Rockies. Okay, so year three for J-Lo, Rodgers, Favre, both went to the Super Bowl in that same. Ooh, Jordan Love to the Super Bowl with Micah Parsons. All right, thank you guys so much. Appreciate it, Jake. Yes, benchwarmershop.com. Our new curse logos are there. I'll be back tomorrow with Tom Grossi. We'll talk about this in the morning. And now I'm going to go hang out with my family and enjoy my daughter's 5th birthday. I love you guys. Appreciate you. See you.